Have you ever wondered how an ordinary saint became the voice of millions? Have you ever felt that some words touch the soul directly? There was a time when spiritual knowledge was limited only to the Sanskrit language. The stories of God were not easily accessible to common people. But during that time, a great saint appeared on the land of India. His name was Goswami Tulsidas. He did not keep the story of Lord Rama limited to temples. Instead, he brought it directly into the hearts of the people. His writings were not only full of wisdom, they were also filled with devotion, compassion, and a deep concern for the welfare of humanity. His masterpiece, Ramcharitmanas, is not just a religious scripture. It is a guide to dignity, ideals, and the path of living a meaningful life. For centuries, this sacred text has inspired generation after generation. In today's video, we will explore who the creator of Ramcharitmanas was, what his life was like, and what the secret of his devotion was. Please note, everything mentioned about Tulsidas in this video is based only on references from Ramcharitmanas. If you would like to learn more about this topic, you can watch our other video as well. The link is available in the pinned comment. Make sure you watch this video till the end, because this is not just a story. It is the soul of India's civilization, culture, and spiritual wisdom. Jai Shri Ram, and welcome to our YouTube channel, Our Civilization, Culture, and Knowledge. Near the holy city of Prayagraj, in the village of Rajapur, in the Chitrakoot district of India, there once lived a respected Saryuparan Brahmin named Atmaram Dubey. His wife's name was Hulsi. In the year 1554 of the Vikram Samvat calendar, on the sacred day of Shravan Shukla Saptami, under the Abhukt Mool constellation, a remarkable child was born. Goswami Tulsidas was born to this fortunate couple after remaining in his mother's womb for 12 months. This child would later become the great saint and poet, Tulsidas. But his birth was extraordinary. When the child was born, he did not cry like other newborn babies. Instead, the very first word that came from his mouth was Ram. Even more astonishing, he was born with all 32 teeth already present, and his body looked like that of a 5-year-old child. Seeing such an unusual child, the villagers, relatives, and some visiting saints became worried. They feared that this might be a bad omen. Hearing these concerns, his father became frightened and began imagining many troubling possibilities. His mother, Hulsi, was deeply worried, fearing that something bad might happen to the child. She secretly sent the newborn away with her maid to the maid's in-law's house on the 10th night after his birth. The very next day, Hulsi left this world. The maid, whose name was Chunya, soon learned that her mistress had died. From that moment on, she raised the child with great love and care. But destiny had more hardships waiting. When the boy was about 5.5 years old, Chunya also passed away. Once again, the child was alone in the world. He began wandering from door to door, searching for food and shelter. Seeing the suffering of this gifted child, the Divine Mother, Parvati felt deep compassion. Disguised as a Brahmin woman, she would visit him every day, feed him with her own hands, and quietly leave. Meanwhile, inspired by Shiva, a saint named Narharidas found the child. He was the beloved disciple of Anantanand. The saint gave the boy a new name, Rambala. He then took the child to the sacred city of Ayodhya. There, on Magh Shukla Panchami, in the year 1561, Vikram Samvat, the boy received his sacred thread ceremony. And this child would one day become one of the greatest spiritual poets in Indian history. Without being taught by anyone, the young boy Rambola recited the sacred Gayatri mantra perfectly. Seeing this, everyone present there was astonished. After witnessing this miracle, the saint Narahari Swami performed the 5 Vaishnava initiation rituals and gave Rambola the sacred Ram mantra He kept the boy with him in Ayodhya and began teaching him scriptures and knowledge. The intelligence of young Rambola was extremely sharp. Whatever he heard once from his teacher, he memorized it immediately. After some time, the guru and his disciple traveled together to Shukarkshetra, Soron. It was there that Narahari Swami narrated the Ramayana to Goswami Tulsidas for the very first time. After staying there for some time, they eventually moved to Varanasi, also known as Kashi. In Kashi, Tulsidas lived under the guidance of the Saint Shesh Sanatan. There, he studied the Vedas and Vedangas for 15 long years. As time passed, certain worldly desires slowly awakened within Tulsidas. With the permission of his teacher, he returned to his birthplace. But when he arrived there, the sight he witnessed deeply shook his heart. His entire family had already passed away. Following proper rituals, he performed the funeral rites and shraddha for his father and ancestors. After that, he stayed there and began narrating the divine stories of Lord Rama to the people. Then, in the year Samvat 1583, on the 13th day of the bright half of the month of Jeshtha, which fell on a Thursday, Tulsidas was married to a beautiful woman from the Bharadwaj lineage. After the marriage, they began living a peaceful and happy life together. But one day, when Tulsidas was not at home, his wife's brother came to visit. He took his sister with him, back to her parental home. When Tulsidas learned that his wife had gone to her parents' home without informing him, his heart became deeply restless. Without wasting even a single moment, he immediately set out to meet her. But that very day, nature itself seemed to test his determination. A violent storm began to rage. The waters of the Sarayu River were overflowing with a massive flood. Yet even then, Tulsidas did not stop. Using a burning funeral log from a cremation ground as support, he somehow managed to cross the raging river. Finally, he reached his wife's home. When his wife realized that he had risked his life in such a terrible storm just to meet her, she strongly rebuked him and said, "If you had even half the devotion for God that you have for this body of mine, made of flesh and bones, your soul would have already crossed the ocean of worldly existence." These words struck deeply into the heart of Tulsidas. In that very moment, his life changed forever. He did not stay there even for a second longer. Immediately, he left that place and began walking on the path of renunciation.